Hi, I'm Jesús Valles, and I'm finishing out this cycle of the Play Slam by reading a little bit of an excerpt from a monologue from a character named Xandra from a work in progress called A River Its Mouths. So this is Xandra. So I want to say that maybe it was like 2018 or 2017, pero no me acuerdo. Well, that's when they started really like raising all the ground for the border wall and all that shit. And so there was a giant fucking nopal over there and like a tall one. Like, this shit was wild, and that got taken down. And then over there by the other part, there was like deers. Deer. How many? If it's more than one, how many is it? Deer. Venados. There was like two or three venados that were dead, and it's wild. It's fucking sad because like you think of deer as like things that should be alive, like eating flowers and berries and shit, but they weren't. They were dead. So like, estamos impactados. You know what I mean? It was fucked up to see one dead, to see deer dead, to see that many of them dead. So anyway, so we see a bunch of deer dead, and the nopales are all being taken down, and like we're like, hijo su puta madre. Andamos bien encabronadas, dude. And I remember maybe a few days after seeing the deer, they brought in some putos from the National Guard or the Army or quien sabe qué, and they started putting all this razor wire along the top of the fence. And no, it was barbed wire. Was it? What was it? Was the little wire with the square, the navajitas? What is it? I think it's razor wire. They're putting it all over the fence, and so I'm watching all this shit go up, and we were pissed, because that shit's ugly as fuck. And like they took that on the nopales, they killed the deer, and now they're putting this shit up. So we were like, ooh, ¿quién quiere esta madre, güey? O sea, bola de mamones. Well, one day we go out there to check, and we look, and there's like a chunk of the wire missing, but it didn't make sense to us, because there's a whole chunk gone, and it looked fucked up, like it looked messed up, like it looked like todo mocho, like it looked messy. So we were like, well, fuck, like like somebody must be taking down the wire and like getting across. So we were like, fuck, like that's crazy. And so we're out there setting up water jugs, and sometimes we get scared because like the border patrol putos will just show up and start slashing the water jugs. So we're there, and we're setting up the water jug. It's early as fuck. Maybe it's like 3, 4 in the morning, and andamos bien greñudas, looking crazy as fuck. So we're setting up the water, and we hear dragging behind. We hear like somebody dragging something heavy, like a snake or something like flat, and we're scared. We're like fuck, 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 fuck. So we look behind us, and we see this like shape. It's like a human shape. You know what I mean? But it looks small, but it sounds heavy, like it's dragging like a body or something maybe. So we're like, fuck, it's el diablo, dude. You know what I mean? Like we're like, let's get the fuck out of here. So we pack all our shit and we're ready to go because I'm not trying to die. And we look back and we realize it's Doña Jovita. And she's like, Buenos dias, niñas, ¿cómo están? So we start cracking up because we're like, oh my God, it wasn't a demon or like something crazy. It's just Doña Jovita. And she's dragging this big ass wooden ladder. And she's got these big ass scissors that you use for bushes. What are they called? The shears? They're shears? Esas madres. So we're like, ¿qué va a hacer, Doña Jovita? And she's like, mande, because she don't hear too good. And we're like, what are you doing? All loud. And she goes, oh, le estoy haciendo un borde para las gallinas en mi jardín. And we're like, what the fuck does building a fence for your chickens have to do with anything? But we're not trying to get in her business like that. So we're like, qué bueno, qué bien, Doña Jovita. So she drags the ladder up to the wall, dead ass. She drags the ladder up to the wall, like right up to the wall, and she steadies it in the sand as best she can because she's really concentrating on this shit. And I was shocked because that ladder looked heavy and she did it like nothing. So we watch her. She climbs up, this viejita, maybe in her late 70s, 80s, like I've known her my whole life. And we watch her climb up the ladder and clip the razor wire with the shears right off the fucking border wall. She just clips it. And she really struggles with that part. She leaves it all fucking mocho and it looks fucked up, but she does it. And she takes off her scarf and she carefully wraps it around the razor wire and she brings it down and she brings the razor wire into her bolsita. She slings it over her shoulder and she starts to walk away, and we're like, wow. So she's walking away and she's like, se cuida, niñas. Fucking Mexicans, did I swear? Well, I offered to help her with the ladder because that's rude, no, not to. And so we get to her house and she offers us huevos y frijoles, and like, I'm not turning that shit down because like she still makes them old school when the eggs are fresh. So after we help her set up the little fence with the wire to protect the little plants and the chickens so that, anything won't get to them. And it's a beautiful garden, It really is. And she didn't have to spend money on making it, She just took what was already there that didn't have no place being there, and she made it. And we're like, Doña Jovita, you scared us earlier. We thought you were the devil or like a ghost or something. And she goes, that ass, she goes, a los muertos no se le tiene que tener miedo. Mejor ténganles miedo a los vivos. You shouldn't fear the dead. You should fear the living. And I guess she's right, you know? Like, I'd rather meet a ghost by that wall than one of those Border Patrol putos. You know? Like, they're actually scary. Anyway, the eggs were really fucking good.